Okay, this song's for Cindy. The guides told me to play. So we were having a hard time clearing out an entity that represented not being able to love yourself. And everybody in this room was guilty, not guilty. Everyone in this room has it, including me, including probably everybody watching. And that entity would not let us start this session. So now that we've cleared it, and guides wanted this song played, so Cindy, this is supposed to heal your seventh layer, they said. Um, Healing Carla's 6. I'm going to get tired of doing this for Mariah. So Mariah is representing a gal that didn't want her name stated. I don't even think that she's on Facebook. But by law of correspondence, I'm using my assistant, Mariah, as her. It's what we do in Reiki. If we want to heal somebody like in person, but they're not here, we can use someone else as what's called a surrogate. So that's what we're doing with Mariah. So if you hear me saying Mariah, it's not Mariah, but it's the person. And then we're going to send them the video. So there. And this one's chopping my head off. And I wanted one more song. Where is it? What's the song? In the old school mediumship circles, they used to play fun music. This one's probably just to cheer me up.
What are you going live on it?
I'm on YouTube, and you can actually post that. Just go on Patreon and tell people that we're live on YouTube. You want to do that? Come on. Never mind, I don't care. We'll post it later. I'm over it. Okay, so here we go. All right, so what I was saying, guys, is I was reading a book called Opening to Channel by Sanaya Roman and Dwayne Packer. I'm a fan of Sanaya Roman. I've come to realize that Sanaya Roman channels a being named Oren. Oren is Samuel, who I call Samuel. So, did you know that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Right,
So, who I call Samuel is basically a metallic golden ball. Michael would be the witness version of our creator self, which would be considered like Christ, I guess. So Christ is kind of like the witness, and then Samuel would be like the mind of God. So there's the mind, there's the witness, and then obviously there's the body that it goes into. So the body would be our soul. So that the mind, the witness go into a soul or a light body. So these light body, I like this song. I still want to get this working on Facebook.
Facebook?
Yeah. So I've come to realize that as the years go by, and I do these soul charts on everybody that comes in to see me, that a lot of people have all the same guides, and it started getting a little bit irritating for me that everybody had the same guides. And so I asked the guides why, and they said, well, hello, we're all one, first of all. 2, there's only 12 soul groups on this entire planet, meaning every 12th person is technically you. So what the guides told me and my dad in our very first book was, they basically said that 12 oversouls came together, and those 12 oversouls created Earth. And those 12 oversouls basically created every soul on Earth, or basically embodied every soul on Earth. So if you want to look at our light body as being, because that's what we're going to chart out today, is the light body. The light body is kind of being like your God self. Then look at it like that, okay? So today what we're going to do is we're going to, for these 3 people, 4 actually. The 4th if we have time, or I guess we can do all 4 at the same time and see if it works. But we'll see. So what I was saying right here was after I read Opening a Channel, thank you. And some guy was hitting on me, telling me that I was an angel, like an incarnated angel. I was like, oh, awesome. So I actually went home and like researched, and then some other dude told me I was like an Andromedan, and like Andromedans and Arcturians get along really well, like, you know, and like, but me being like new in spirituality, I had no clue that these people were hitting on me. So this is one of the reasons why I like to do women's groups, because women and men, I mean, we come to learn about spirituality, and some are here to pick up on them, and some aren't. And it's like, I'd say most of my misinformation, looking back now, was me being hit on, but me taking it as like oh my God, I'm an incarnated angel. I need to go research that and learn about it. And then one of my biggest lessons was the fact that I didn't like my teacher back, so he cursed the crap out of me. And so I had to spend a whole year pretty much learning every single modality that I could learn, to try to get this thing that I could feel coming out of me, like off of me. It was like the worst, scariest thing ever. And that's why I teach discernment, and that's why I teach you guys how to know what's real, what's not. I mean, you know, what really is real, but you know, what's real, what's not. These apples look really good. I can't help but think that we should put the link here. Look, right here. You go right here. I should say that I'm live right now. Oh, I guess not. It said I was live. Saying live now? I hope I'm live. I'm pretty sure I am. Yeah, I get. If you guys can see me, just thumbs up me right now so I know I'm live. And then this guy, I'm just gonna hit start, and you know what? I don't care if it's sideways, because that's just, I'm just that rebellious. So over this. Not over the soul charts. I'm over trying to make this.
I think Facebook Live goes that way. You have to do it up and down. I thought Facebook Live you have to go up and down.
It makes me public. It's like that. Live video. I'm gonna let you figure that out for me. It just kind of like, oh wait, I found it. Yay! I sound like Madison. Yay!
Cute.
Yeah. There we go. Perfect. Yay! All right. So.
We're on Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
There. Now we're on Facebook and we're on YouTube. Poor YouTube people, and poor Cindy's sitting there waiting forever. However, Cindy, your life will forever be different, because the stuff that I removed from you is stuff that your average healer has a hard time seeing, and the reason why I knew it was there was because I can see through all these different layers. Hey, Carla. Oh my gosh, I wonder where she's watching me from. She's right here with me. Anyway, so this right here was kind of what I came up with. And so in the very beginning, I wrote higher self, spirit. The guy that was like, hey baby, you're an angel. I wrote angel here. And then I have my like Andromedan self here. And I could hear the guides through automatic writing. Hey, Jessica. And basically I could hear like each higher self can create up to 12 beings. At any given time. So it'd be like having 12 game characters living in 12 different places at 12 different times, 12 different worlds. Or it could be a mother and a daughter with the same higher self. So with the same higher self, if you're mother-daughter, say like, so Madison and I have the same higher self. So she's clearly come down to bring information for me. Parker and Jeff are the same. So Parker's come to bring him information that maybe he was blocked off from receiving from the other side, because we are light bodies, guys. And in these light bodies, we carry all of the information for the entire universe. So we're like like look at us as like what's it called? Like a dollhouse, pretty much. And that dollhouse has like a little tiny garbage disposal and a little tiny, like, it has everything exactly the way that you have it in your house. And as your house changes, the dollhouse is supposed to change. However, the dollhouse is a retard. No, okay, politically incorrect. The dollhouse is special. And
It's a little slow.
the dollhouse is a little slow. And we don't get the update, okay? So we don't get like the garbage disposal's broken, and so we just got an updated garbage disposal. So now the dollhouse gets an updated garbage disposal. And we also don't get that there's other people living in our light body or our house. So say Carla and I are the same soul group. Actually, in fact, everyone here is the same soul family, and probably everyone watching this, we're all probably the same soul family. Our soul family has like 140,000 people in it. That's a lot of people. And, you know, maybe someday there'll be 140,000 people watching this and not 4. And, you know, what I'm saying, if what I'm saying rings true and resonates and it's like, oh my God, that's like so true. It's because you've been hearing it in your head your entire life. You've been hearing what I'm saying out loud, like your whole life. It's like, oh my God, that's something that I used to think, but like I never said. And I get that all the time from people, like, oh my gosh, you say things that like I've thought my entire life, but I've never said them out loud because I thought I was crazy. And I'm like, thanks. No, I'm just kidding. So no, I'm the one that's up here willing to be the crazy one for sure. And so the higher self creates these different beings, okay? So as let's say my angelic self over here learns something, and we have lessons 1, 2, 3, and 4 have to be learned by this higher self, okay? So let's say angelic self, if there even is one, and that wasn't just that guy's pickup line, hey baby, you're an angel. One guy actually told me that he was going to help me raise my kundalini.
Oh.
Do you want me to help you raise your kundalini? And I was like, what's a kundalini? That sounds cool. Well, you've got these knots in the kundalini. And it was like one of those like people that walks like this.
Ew.
Yeah, I was like, ooh. Got a lot of those Encinitas. The hip swayer walkers, pelvis thrusters.
Yeah. Big girl.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Everybody has the guides. Oh, this is new. The guide said everybody has 3 lessons to learn in this life. That's it.
That's it.
3. And they said we usually don't even get the 1. We usually don't even get the 1. So hopefully in these charts they'll be able to tell me the lessons for each person. That way we can, you know, get an idea of what it is that these people that we're working with, the 2 unknowns, and Carla and Cindy. I keep pointing over here because Cindy's on Zoom. So anyways, so let's say angelic self learns 1. And angelic self is well connected with their higher self. So that lesson goes up, basically up to the higher self, and the higher self now crosses that off the list. These idiots over here should now be like, oh, we're done. We don't have to do 1. We don't have to learn to love ourselves, because we already did, because we basically are this. We are not this or this or this. Now, the way the human is then it's like this. Here's the humans. I'm a very good drawer. Humans. And then between that soul that we are, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers of distortion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our soul would be like our 7D self, okay? So it's like our 7th dimensional self. And most, if not all, people that I meet with usually have lost their connection with their higher self. There's no connection here, it's gone. They are connected. Not to make it red, you know, to be dramatic, but should I draw fire? I'm just kidding. This is the center of the earth right here. The center of the earth would be considered like the 13th dimension. The 13th dimension is the same as source. So here's source, and here's source. They're the same thing. They're just electricity. That's it. There's no consciousness to them. There's no awareness. They just are. They're just electricity. So the way that we basically charge our fields, because we're here, we've got our snow globe around us, and it looks like this like thing that looks like this. It's like this. Ooh. This little like grid around us, and you know the basically that connects up, connects down. Kind of looks like a little butterfly, huh? Well, we've got our connection to source, and we've got our connection to the earth. But at some point, this soul said, you know what? I do not want to be devoted to God anymore. I would way rather stay on earth. I would way rather continue to incarnate here. I would way rather have all of my distortions. I'd way rather work through all of my karma, and I'd way rather go to heaven or to the hospital world or utopia or like these like dreamed up realities that we've created down here on earth. And the astral plane is literally inside earth. So the people that say the moon's fake, you know, there's a lot of people that say, like, have you guys heard that? They'll say, oh, the moon's fake, or, you know, every single planet, like if the world is a hologram, then why are we the only planet that only has like one moon? There's like every other planet has like multiple moons. I don't know the exact specifics. I'll butcher it if I try to explain it, but the reason why is because we're an illusion, and we're living in an illusion. However, we don't have to live in the illusion forever. We don't have to live in it at all. We can, now that we are a 5D planet, we can now live on the surface of the earth pretty much. So think of it like this. People say, oh, well, that's the dumbest thing ever. Like, you can't live in 4D or 5D. You do it every day. So when you're feeling like that I don't feel real feeling, you are literally like your 7D consciousness or your witness is now inside of your body, and you're looking around going, this is weird. Like, am I real? Whoa, am I in a, what am I doing in this body? It's like you have this like realization, like whoa, who am I? What am I doing? Why am I here? And it's when your conscious awareness really comes into alignment with all that you are. Because most of us are not grounded. And when I say grounded, I was just telling Carla earlier, grounded doesn't necessarily mean grounded to planet Earth. You know, it doesn't mean like, oh, here, I am grounded, my feet are in soil, and I'm like as happy as can be because I'm grounded. No, no. Grounded means that this, which I'm going to get to, your I am, or your God self, that is actually experiencing life through that higher self, that's experiencing life through that, through all that, through here. It's that is grounded in your physical body. So Shelley is one of I always want to call you freaking, it's Carla. It's I want to call you Smiley. her chola name.
Hey, I'll be
Yeah, I want to be like, Smiley, what's your name, machine? Okay, so the you're stupid, you're lame. Yeah, the Mexican girls. I used to, but like when I hung out with the Mexi girls for like 6 months in Escondido, I'd like to the boys be like, you're stupid. You're so lame. Stop it. No. Oh God. Just. Okay. So, the I am is who you really are. All right. So everyone gets real hung up on yes, it's very grounding, Jacinta. It's very, very, very grounding for your soul's consciousness. However, what the guides are explaining to me right now is grounding your I am into your body is very different than grounding your conscious mind into your physical body. So I was saying that Shelly and Carla are really good friends, and she walks in today because I do a coaching thing for her, and I'm like, ask to see who's in your energy right now. And she was like, close her eyes, and she's like, I don't think you realized anything, right? And I'm like, dude, Shelly's like literally standing in your field right now. And she was like, what? Why? And I think you had just talked to her, right? Yeah, she had just talked to her. So what happens is when we talk to somebody, a little piece of our energy goes into their field. However, some of us, if we happen to not be in our physical body when we're talking to somebody, if we are in a different body, then we're going to connect with somebody on that body. Haven't you ever got around people where you can't handle being around them? I've got this one friend who like, there's so much deeper than what she talks about, and she like drops names, and like it's like dude, you dropped another name, like, oh, it's over there, oh, pick it up, there's another name, oh, there you go. Like seriously, like name drop, and it's like, oh my god, I feel so bad because all she does is name drop. And it's frustrating because I'm always happen to be like more like in my mental kind of like psychic body, which would be like the third room of our soul house. And we have a version of our higher self in there. It's not our highest higher self. It's more of like our spirit sort of. But when you're trying to connect with somebody on a level that they just don't want to connect on, you feel like you're hitting like a barrier. I have two friends that are like that actually. And it's like, and then they come to you and they're like, oh my God, I need help and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, well, how about this? No. No, it's like, dude, oh my God, like I can feel like what's going on, but they like can't see it, they can't feel it because they don't go into that body. So some people, you just can't connect with them because you're not in the same body, you're not in the same consciousness. So when I say you switch between bodies, is imagine the way you are when you go from being in common sense to emotional and irrational. Say your wife is like, why don't you help around the house? You know, and you're just like, well, why don't you pay the bills? And you know, and then like the kids are like, and then you're like, and like everyone gets all like, rah. We all go from like being like in our physical body, basically. We go from being in the physical body to, some people can actually stay in the physical body. And so say here's somebody who's good at staying in their physical body because they know what grounding is. They will literally stay in their own mind. But the other one over here starts thinking about the rah, 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 rah. So their mind literally goes and it's sitting in their field. So now it's in that person's field and it's sitting there, and the thing is that we don't like people that are like us. People that are like us bug us. So like say I have red energy in my field. Other people with red energy are really going to irritate me if I'm in my ego body. So we don't like people that are like us, or we absolutely adore and love them, but then they trigger us because they are us. So if you're literally going into someone's field because you're arguing with them, now they're really gonna not be able to stand you because now you've taken your energy into their field, so now you've become them. So if you have friends that you're just like, oh my God, I can't stand them, check to make sure that they're not in your field. Check to make sure that their energy is not in your field, because if it is, that's why your brain is basically processing their energy as your own. Nope, you're never alone, Julia. Never, ever alone. I mean, we all are one, but you can be alone in your physical body, and that's why it's so important. I learned since doing this breath work, and I hope you guys can join us on the 17th. We're doing a trial online only breathwork meditation where Danielle's going to lead the meditation, and I'm going to assist in releasing blocks. Like I'm going to keep my eye on the cameras, and anyone who raises their hand, I'll release the blocks. But when you are doing like the breath work, what you're literally doing is you're opening up your crown and you're just like letting all of your spirit like into your field and into your cells and into your body, and it's speeding up the molecules in your body, speeding up the vibration, so all the negative stuff is like going away, but you have like full-blown visuals and like everything, so it's really cool, and that's on the 17th. But anyway, so this is not a very good erasable board. Where's the eraser?
Sorry, yeah, right, I clicked onto that one.
So-
Oh, there's an eraser right in the front of it.
So staying
This
grounded,
is
guys,
something
is
that
really, really, really important. And making sure that you're in your own body. So anyone that has autoimmune usually are not in their own body. And it's not like it's your fault, because it's just, it is what it is. I mean, we are all one. So if one, there's only, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 10. There, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12, there's 12 souls, okay, that created Earth. It's not visible on the screen?
No.
Okay, well then let me take that as a sign as to do this. Source, okay, and then source. This is just electricity, remember? That's source. Energy. So think of this as like the electricity company, like literally, like this is the, what are those things called? The power plants.
Mhm.
That's a power plant, okay? So that is, that's source. And above source would be the I am that. I am. So it's like the original like consciousness of God, or the cosmic consciousness that is God, and then the energy of source. So you can look at it like the original consciousness becomes aware of itself, and when it becomes aware of itself, it and source energy. So now that I am basically becomes an I with an awareness bubble around it, and it's charged by source. Okay. So that I right there, or that oneness, kind of gets bored. It's like, dude, kind of bored. Like, I'm just like one, and I'm just everything and nothing all at the same time. So there's this thing called the void. Yeah, the void doesn't even draw. There's the void. Okay. That one passes through the void and it forgets who it is. Okay, but it doesn't mean that it still doesn't know everything. It just forgets that it was the one. This is in Skeptic's Guide to the Universe, and it's in Skeptic's Guide to the Soul's Journey, I believe. But most of the stuff that I teach you guys is like I'm channeling right now. I'll watch this later and be like, oh, awesome. But this just happens to be one of my obsessions, so this is something that I do know. But so the one crosses through, and what they have said is it becomes the 0, 1. Oops. 0, 1 negative, and 0, 1 positive. Okay, so it's like matter and antimatter. Get it? Like Christ, Antichrist. So it's like these energies are like the positive and the negative, and it's kind of like that programming code too. I don't know who does like source or not source codes. That's my healing, but you know, the 0, 1. So then those come together right here create the 0, 0, 1, which the guides have called that's the God self. And then that then splits and then creates the 0, 0, 0, 1. And it goes down like 7 times. So it's like what we are in creation is basically like a consciousness that splits. And then those two merge together to create something, and then it splits, and then it splits and creates. And that never made sense to me, and I was like, yeah, whatever, okay, I get it, but who cares? What's cool is if you look at it more like a hard drive, the amount of information that you can get from that is a whole lot more than when it forgets who it is, recreates itself, and then comes back as the 0, 0, 1. And then it splits. That's the positive, negative. And then this would be considered like Christ. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Christ. Christ, and this is the oversoul. So these oversouls, 12 of them are the ones that basically inhabited all of Earth. So we all come from these same hard drives of information. And when I say we come from it in that, like, that's our brain. That's like our divine mind. That's our brain. This is our eyes. This is the witness. And this is the one that's basically witnessing it. Okay, so God. And if you can look at all of that and just go, okay, so I'm God that I need electricity to survive, and I became aware of myself, so I got bored and I decided I was going to create stuff. In the beginning there was a word, and the word was God. God said, let there be light, and there was light. And then God said, let there be, and it goes on and on and on. But we start creating, and these all basically are layers of consciousness that we can tune into. So when I do the soul charts, what I do is I teach you through the soul chart how to tune into these higher states of consciousness while still being in your human body. So your subconscious mind is basically a makeup of like all the information on these things. What are you doing?
I'm just adjusting
We're
it.
having a hard time seeing the whole board.
Oh, okay. Oh, there we go.
Is that the whole board?
Yeah. Perfect. And like they said in me and Bill's book, Skeptic's Guide to the Tao, they said there's the Tao and the double Tao. So there's like the Tao, and then there's but the double Tao, like, basically goes through a void and forgets, and it creates a bunch of Taos, the Tao. And those Taos think, oh, I'm God, and they go off and they create universes and worlds and realities and all that. And when I say create, like, think of it like this. Since you are a 3D being, or now a 5D being, it means that you can create creations, and those creations are your imagination. But because you are in a 5D reality, your imagination can create reality for you like that these days. So if you can learn how to navigate your attention, which is this source energy, coupled with this, your I am, my I am, which is what I teach you guys. If you can learn to navigate that and move it up into higher dimensions of self, you can start imagining things, and they will just start creating in this reality. Like the law of attraction. If people are trying to create from down in anger and fear and sadness and all this down in the lower chakras, which would take you down to like, so once you get to here, the oversoul, it splits again, and then it comes together, and guess what that creates? The 0 point. Everyone thinks the 0 point's up here. The 0 point's actually a created reality that they talk about in creation physics, that says basically that the molecules have completely stopped. Someone back there? Have stopped, and from that you can then create your reality by witnessing what it is that you want. So like imagine something spinning. The 0 point, it's like it stops, and then I say hamburger or something, it starts spinning, and then a hamburger appears or whatever. So anyways, but these charts that I'm going to take Cindy through and through the other girls and Guy through is basically teaching you guys how to tune into the higher states of consciousness. Because if you know who they are, so like right here, instead of saying 001, we're going to say Michael. Instead of over here like a 01 negative, we'll say Archangel. Over here we'll say Fallen Angel. Down here, instead of numbers, we'll say like Ascended Master. Over here, we'll just do Entity. So as you can see, there's like light and there's not light, light and not light. And anywhere we fall on this chart will basically be what we become. So if I am to hold my attention somewhere, like say Carla, I tell her, okay, so your 5th layer is a wizard. Okay, so that's what your 5th layer is right now, just right now. So in her fifth layer, she has a wizard. If she was to hold her consciousness like I am now my wizard self, I'm my wizard self, I'm my wizard self, I'm my wizard self, her brain would start accessing all of the lifetimes she ever had where she was a wizard. She would start remembering wizard stuff. She would start acting like a wizard. She would start acting like her old wizard self, and she would probably remember wizard stuff. So she would start wanting to be wizardry. You know, if like I'm like, oh yeah, Courtney, you know, you were a queen. Well, that's just, she's just gonna act like a queen regardless, even if she wasn't a queen. But you know, yeah, that's just Courtney. But you know, but you know, it's where we're putting our attention to. What happens is like a little radio transmitter radio. We're sending out a signal, and we're calling back all of the memories and the attention and the awareness that we had in all those other lifetimes. So that takes us back to. So this basically is just like our sphere of consciousness. So when I take you guys like through meditations and I take you up these levels, I'm actually saying like, you know, you take 12 stairs up and then you make a left and you take the other stairs up and then you go up. I'm actually taking you guys through these actual layers of reality. Carla's wearing pointy hats now. You're wearing pointy hats, Tracy says.
That's funny.
So the astral plane, guys, is in the middle of the earth. And what I learned with Anya when she was here was that this is what we look like. It's very, very kind of freaky and strange and kind of cool at the same time. Of course, it doesn't work very good. Oh, brown for earth. There. So there's the earth. Here's our light body. We'll do this. Here's the head. Don't make fun of my people. They're like, yeah, Carla. Oh, I thought you were laughing. Okay, but he's got the gangster lean.
He's like this.
He's like, what up? Yeah.
He's like, that's me.
Yeah, what up? I'm Carla. It's smiley.
My smiley.
Look this, look at it. Okay, so here's our light body, or our light body would be our, they're calling it our 5D and 7D self. Let me just write that down and not really pay. Remember, I'm channeling this, guys, so I don't know what that's supposed to mean. So I'm just going to leave that to the side. Then we have chakras. So we have our red chakra. They're showing the red chakras kind of like here, but it goes like that. And then we've got orange. We don't have yellow, so we'll make yellow. Pink. Yellow. That's a little low. Green. And then blue. And then, oh, whatever. I don't have any more colors. I get a pretty green. Here's the third eye, and then here's the crown up here. Okay, so we are actually in our light body, and so when I was with Anya the other day, when she was here, we realized that she was like this. Upside down. So everything that she was seeing was literally upside down. And I was like, why are you upside down? Is it because, you know, like she's sad or she's angry that she's not with her dad all the time? Or, you know, like does she have like issues? And they said, actually, no. When we're born and our consciousness stays up here. Like Parker's up here right now, experiencing life up here from his crown, from his light body, shining down through Parker. And it's not until they're about 2 or 3 years old that we drop down into the second chakra. And that's where we kind of start our life, the level 2. And we basically begin experiencing life with those emotions and those feelings. And that's why 2, 3-year-olds, terrible twos. They start to actually feel like they're in this world. Before that, they are less about like kisses and hugging. They don't really care as much about like being loved and stuff like that. They just want their food and they want to be taken care of and they want whatever they want. But now Madison's like, you know, she wants kisses and stuff because in her second chakra, that's when we become people pleasers. We want to please people because We want them to feel good so that then we'll feel good. So what the guides explained was, when 2012 came, what happened was we all did this. Ugh, this stupid pen. Over that pen. When 2012 came, technically we did this. We got right side up. So we went whoop. But remember, this is our light body. So this is our like God body that we're ascending through. But we just kind of went like that. However, our old self, our old 4D self, if we still have karma, old garbage, old like stuff that we need healed, that's still down there. So I want you guys to close your eyes, and I want you to basically feel the earth beneath you with your feet, or sitting on your tailbone, whatever. And I want you to say, show me where the earth that I was born onto is right now. Is it beneath you, behind you, to the side, above? Show me where, the center of the earth is that I was born onto is now. Where's yours, Carla?
It's on the bottom there.
Yours bottom? Okay. What about you, Janice? You wanna? Bottom?
I'm going between bottom and then here.
Okay.
I'm going between the two.
Yeah. I am like, when I say show me, I'm like, show me my feet and show me where the center of the earth is that I was born onto. It's above me. Because I was a fallen soul. So there's fallen souls, and then there's the souls that are not fallen. Fallen just means that you're reincarnated. Fallen means that you didn't get the memo that you're just supposed to cross over. And I probably fell into some sort of religious cult or something like that that says, oh, go to our heaven and only our heaven and you'll be saved. And I have dreams of this weird cult that I was in, and I have dreams of actually like hurting Jason, the person that ended up dying in this lifetime, for God, saying, but it's for God, and like him actually dying. Like, yeah, I have like horrible memories of that, which kind of like helps me to understand why I totally flushed my life down the toilet for him in this lifetime, because I felt like, oh, I deserve it because I did this to him and I loved him so much and I did this, so we have karma and stuff that we have to deal with because of, other lifetimes. If you want to get another image, guys, you can just say, show me which way I am facing in regards to the earth. And if you feel upside down, then you're likely right here. And if you don't feel upside down, then you're right side up. Doesn't mean that my higher self isn't right here, but that's why I'm a trance channel, because my conscious, remember, this isn't us either. This is not us. We're we're God, experiencing life through all of our creations. So I'm actually that ball of God. We all are. We're all the I am. And that ball of God happens to have a little piece of it that was in this chick who thought she wasn't supposed to cross over, so I was upside down. Karma is sort of a lesson, Maria. It's more like sort of a lesson, but it's more self-imposed because karma's gone now. It can be. All we have to do is just say like, okay, I'm done. Like, karma's done. Like, I don't need it anymore, because we're no longer in that middle of the earth. We're no longer down there. However, our kids are, because our DNA is not activated in the solar plexus until like age like 12, 13, or 14. So Anya seeing everything upside down was tripping me out, going like, why is she seeing everything upside down? And it was just because that's just how it is. That's like human evolution. Our consciousness, it just is. It just is. Our consciousness we are created by the earth. So before we turn like 14, we are our physical body. So our God is the earth. Earth created us. So whether you call that Lucifer, or whether you call that like a fallen being, or a god, or a goddess, or a, whatever you call the God that's in the center of the earth, or Mother Earth, or Gaia, or whatever, then that's pretty much what Anya was pulling from. And I was like, okay, Anya, well, how about do this? Say, I am now me when I am 33 years old. Show me where I am. And she said that she was humongous, and she said she was seeing everything the same way I was seeing. So then she started explaining the structure, like what was here and what was there. It wasn't reversed and upside down. So kids are actually seeing everything like upside down. So when I do these charts for you guys, it's interesting because I have to look to see whether the person's upside down or not. Because my whole job as an attunement person, and that's what my book does. My book takes you like this, from do-do-do to straight up. And the guides told me that I finally got my human consciousness straight up about like 9 months ago. And I was like, really? Took me that long of self-help every day and all that? But when you're down here, it's self-hate. It's fight or flight. It's I hate myself. I don't love myself. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve that. I can't make money. I won't make money. I can't find my soulmate. I can't do this. I can't do that, because you're just purely cut off from all of the good stuff, basically. And Christ is right here. So Christ is the God of down there. So that's why when I teach the snow globe, the guides explain the reason why the guides were so adamant about the snow globe with kids and with adults is you take yourself into your Christ center and then say, I am now a snow globe. Because if you're saying it from down there, then you're pulling energy from above, but you're actually pulling from below instead of from above. So if you say, I am in the seat of my soul, you're right there. Then you say, I'm now a snow globe. Now you're pulling from the divine. You're pulling from up there. Which, again, like I said, the center of the earth is the same as the top. However, the lower chakras are all the false beings, all the fake entities, all the, Jesus with the nose ring, Mother Mary with a boombox. Yeah, I had a Mother Mary with a boombox the other day. She was like, weeky, and I'm like, you're not Mother Mary.
Get out of here.
But the funny thing is it probably is. However, my consciousness was flipped upside down. I was in the lower chakras, so I was appearing. Basically, I was seeing something that was real through all the distortion. So in order to align yourself, guys, is you, without having to get the whole soul chart that I'm drawing this next second, is you just need to basically ask that you become aligned with your light body. Okay, so I am now my light body. So I want you to say that. I am my light body now. And then I want you to say, show me where, and then your human name. Show me where Marisa Bolanowski is. So I see me kind of tipped over to the side with my head over that way. Where do you see yourself, Janice?
My crown.
In your
My third eye.
third eye? Okay. Say, I am now my real light body. Show me where Janice is.
I'm in over my left shoulder.
She's over in her left shoulder now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So a lot of the times, remember, this is the astral plane. So whatever we think becomes instantly like that. So it's like Mary bringing beads. Erin says that's funny. Yeah. So whatever we think, that's what, like when Isabel was here the other day, we were talking about how our God spot, it's called our God spot. It's where we exist within our light body. We were asking where all of our God spots were. And I think I was like in my spleen or my toe. Janice was somewhere down there, and Isabel goes, oh, I'm in my heart. And I said, say, I am my higher self, show me where Isabel is. And she goes, oh yeah, no, I'm in my solar plexus. I was like, no, go up a little more. So it was like, I had to keep going, say, nope, go up a little further, go up a little further, go up a little further. Every time she went up a little further through her light body, she was becoming more and more and more and more and more clear. And then she realized, oh, I'm down to my toe, but because she's down to her toe, pieces of her are like, oh, but I'm up in my crown, or I'm in my heart, or whatever. So it's just very important that you really get into alignment with what I call the zero light line, that you go up, 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 up. Like once you go up to your crown, say, take me further. Or like if something feels off, like take me into my real higher self. show me where and like your person is. I feel like I'm like upside down there. To balance myself out, I just say zero. So I call in that original like zero energy from above that was before the one. So it's 0, 1, and then the one creates the 0 and the 1. So I just call in the zero energy or the void into my body. So I say void, it clears out everything, and I see myself go from being like crooked over here to being crooked facing up this way. So that now at least I'm faced up. And that's the difference between a really bad mood and a really good mood. Like seriously, like when I do Jeff's healings and he's upside down, that's when he's impossible to be around. I'm like, I can't handle you right now, because the vibration where their head is so much different than if his head is up here in his heart or his throat or his crown or you know, anywhere. When it's down here, it's in you, me. Like I hear you know, egos are always wanting to blame people, you know. I used to tease Marla and Mark. They've actually gotten really good, but like it was like I used to be like, Marla, you've got energy in your field. She'd tell Mark about it, and he'd be like, so where'd you get it? It's oh well, it wasn't from me, so that's okay. Like it was like it didn't matter as long as it wasn't from him. But then like somehow, some way, he would figure out how like she was blaming him for bringing it in, or he'd be like, well, you gave me that energy. So it was always like they're spiritually egotistical. You know, like their egos were spiritual and like, no, you brought that energy in, no, you did. And that's what the thing that cracks me up about the women's group at one point. It got to the point where everyone was accusing each other of bringing in negative energy. And I'm like, the only reason why any of you are feeling it is because you all have it. Like if you don't have a negative energy, you're not going to feel it. So anyways, so if you are upside down, that's okay. And it's also really actually really relieving to understand that, because last night I was doing my breathwork session and I'm always in my higher self. So I'm always in my higher self, and I'm never ever working on poor Marissa hanging upside down like a freaking bat, like in a little cocoon. She's like all like messed up down there, Marissa the human, and I'm always up in my higher self, always channeling information, bringing forth information. And so when I'm doing the breath work, I'm breathing. It literally took me into like my grounded human body that was flipped upside down. And I'm going like, oh my God, I feel like crap. This is horrible. I hate myself. Oh my God, life is horrible. And then they have you scream into like a washcloth. And I usually don't do it. And I'm like, ah, like I start screaming. I could feel stuff just like flying off of me. I could feel lifetimes and lifetimes of like self-hate and like agony and all that stuff coming off of me. So all that stuff is in our soul chart, guys. We have it all stored in our minds, and we can, you know, blissfully hang out in our higher selves and just be like, I'm my higher self. But as soon as your husband or your wife makes you mad, boom, upside down. You're gonna be upside down there, and you're gonna be experiencing life from a completely different perspective than how everyone else is. You're gonna see everything all reversed and backwards. And so in order to get straight up, let's ask the guides. So you would say, I am my I am now. Put your hand on your heart and just pull your attention and awareness into the center of your heart. I am my I am now. That makes you your God self and source awareness together. And I am in my light body. And I'm in my light body. And I want you to just kind of allow yourself to feel almost like this light body around you. This big old light body around you. I am in my light body. And I want you to feel around for where you are. Like, are you in your light body's foot? Are you in your light body's head? Are you in the stomach? Where are you? I am my I am now. And I am in my light body. And then all you have to do is just say 0 heart, and you're going to go into the center of your heart space inside of your light body. So you are now your light body, like your physical body is now your light body. Your little human is in your heart. So 0 heart. And just as you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, just kind of release all the crap from the day, release stuff. You can say, any energy that doesn't belong to me, I release it, I send it away. Or you can ask to receive energy from source, to clear out anything that doesn't belong to you. Because we are our light body. But most of us are living in the past, and that's this upside down person. Me, I always ask, hey, what year are you in? She always says, 1999. Ask yourself what year you're in, hanging upside down. I'm 1999. I can't get out of 1999. That's when I started doing drugs. That's when I split my parents up after being married for almost 30 years. I saw it as splitting them up. That's when I basically dropped out of college, threw my life away, left didn't go to UCSB. I was just, that's just that year that I wish I could make over. So, Cindy, yours is 1973. I don't know how old you are. Carla, you are 1990. How old are you?
35. When did 35?
It was 92.
See, I'm at 94. Yeah, it was around that time.
You said 94? I see yours is 92.
What was that? How old was
Cindy,
I?
1973. And then Mariah's thing, let me see, Mariah. Yours is, it's 2. Let me see. 2001. And then the guy is 2010. So Cindy, you have a piece of you that's trapped in 1973. I don't know if you can write on the Zoom thing over there what happened in that year, or if you're even old enough. Let me see. Oh, you guys wrote down 72.
Close.
I always round up. So funny. Did I round up for you too?
Yeah, well, it was
Around
94, but it was
Mm.
like around that time. I didn't know if it was 92, 93, or 4.
Yeah. So you can say right now, I am my light body. Take me to my creation room. And imagine a room that's completely white. You won't be able to imagine that it's white unless you're in the real creation room. So if it's all mucky and stuff, just keep going up. Say, take me to the real creation room. The real one. Keep going. Until you're finally up in this pristinely white place where there's nothing there. I am my light body. Take me to my real creation room. You're going to be in a room that's completely white. And then I want you to imagine that there's a mirror in front of you. And in that mirror is your upside down self, or that's basically your emotional body. Oh, it's our emotional body. That makes so much sense. With a thalamus. It's our emotional body. So in the mirror, say, show me my emotional body now. Oh my God, mine has a needle hanging out of her arm.
Oh.
Is it because I want to get high, or because she's high? Lucky girl. I'm just kidding. Joking. I'm basing that off of what I said earlier when I was ready to strangle these computers. Remember, I'm like, I need 1 million pills right now. No, my emotional body looks all haggard and tired and.
Mine's not. Mine's good.
Yours is about 17. Mariah's is 14. Cindy, yours is 12. And this guy's, his is 11. Makes sense. Not that I know him or anything. Pew pew. No. So I want you to ask that your emotional body that's in the mirror gets sent all of the lessons that your higher self has already learned in other incarnations. From other, remember I was saying we're not getting the download. It's we're disconnected. Mm-hmm. So just say anything that my higher self, which is higher than your light body, anything my higher self has learned that I don't know about, I now ask that that energy be sent to that me now. And just imagine light just shooting into the mirror, into your emotional body that you're just looking at. And allow that energy to run over your emotional body as long as you can. For the people I'm doing the charts for, I'm holding space, but I'm actually doing it. Can you see me in there too? I'm like, I'm doing it for you guys, but you guys still do it, so at least you know how to do it. Because you'll change at any given second. If you start arguing with your boss, you may turn 10. If you start arguing with your husband or your wife, you may turn 14. If you get around your parents, guess how old you turn? Like 3. And they treat you that age too. I love you, mama. Okay. And so that's why we get frustrated, because when we get emotional, we then go into this very young version of us that only has access to what we knew when we were that age. And we're like, but I know more than this, and you need to see me, and you need to know that I'm different and I'm changed. And that's why I tell people, if you think you're enlightened, go hang out with your parents for 3 weeks. That's it. Just hang out with your parents for 3 weeks, 24/7. You will no longer be enlightened. But it's good, because it's your conscious awareness is going into your emotional body, and you're having to exist in your emotional body. You're having to work things out. Looks like a werewolf on Casual Friday, Glenn. Glenn, heal that. It may have an attachment, is my guess. If anybody saw theirs looking like a demon or like he says, a werewolf or something, then you likely have an attachment, which is very common. And the breath work, that's what I love about the breath work, is that you don't have to know anything. All you do is just breathe. You just breathe. It's like, you just breathe. That's it. Which is you don't need to do anything. So last night I was in this cocoon. I breathed. I did the screaming thing, and then all of a sudden it was like I blasted out, and everything that I was underneath here went up to the top self. By the time we were done with class, I was like, whoa, I'm like huge. I'm this big, huge person, like walking around. I felt like humongous. The breath work is amazing. I wish I had the patience to sit and listen to people cry. I just can't do it though. So I can't. It's so uncomfortable. I'm like, let's talk about something else.
They're there.
Yeah. No, the awesome thing about breath work is you have to say, so how you doing? They're like, I'm crying. It's like, okay, keep on breathing. Keep breathing. That's all you can say. Okay, so your kids, guys, if they're doing the snow globe, it's in the book, to go into your Christ center, which is right beneath your heart. That's the highest the kids can get to until their heart is activated. Our DNA is activated in certain layers, just like we're hormonal at certain ages. Our chakras open at certain ages. So if you can't go above a certain chakra, you still have your heart, you still have everything, because it's the breath class, I think, is like at 6 or 7 on the 17th. If you can't go above the Christ center, that's God to us, and that was the planet before 2012. That was basically God. So Christianity had it right. It's like, go through God to get to the Father, which is, in the crown, basically up here. But now we're here, and we are our I am, and we have this line through us, and we can call down this energy from our God self that's up there. We can heal ourselves, and from here we can ask to see in a mirror, because that's what this really is. It's just a mirror right there. So you can heal yourself the way I just taught you guys. Okay, I wanted to teach that. Now, the fun part. So here's Cynthia, and here's Carla right next to each other. You guys don't have arms, though. Okay, so Cynthia. You had 3 attachments that were right in front of you. Cindy, sorry. Is her name Cynthia, really? Is your name really Cynthia? I'm looking on the thing. It's Cindy? I keep hearing Cynthia. Okay. Well, Cynthia had 3 attachments. Sorry. Sorry. Cindy had 3 attachments. One was from 83, one was from 72, and one was, I just hear 19, so probably 19 years ago. Oh, that was that one I couldn't get rid of. So I finally got rid of that 19-year-old attachment. It felt like, just like either you're like someone like forced you to do something or something. It was just very, 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 very like subservient energy. And those 3 beings were literally coming in, posing as your higher self. So as you're trying to tune into your higher self, you're getting these 3 fragmented versions of you. They are now gone.
Nice.
Carla, 17-year-old. There you were, right there. So we grew her up. She's 25. So how old are you? 35. So you're only 10 years behind. That's awesome. That's awesome. So Mariah's girl is 18. And we grew her up to 21. And then over here we've got 22. All right. So that would be kind of like the first layer of us that we see around us would be kind of like our emotional body. The next layer would be our mental body. And Cindy is 22. Carla, you are 27. Hey, go girl. Mariah is 22 as well. I wonder if 22 is a year when we shift bodies or something.
I think it is. I don't know why.
This one is
Yeah.
36. Interesting.
Yes, but the numbers, huh?
So then the next one would be like our upper mental body, and that's where a lot of people see a big Jesus head. Does anyone ever see the big Jesus head? A lot of people would see like in front of them, like when they're meditating, you'll see like a big Jesus head. It's just like a big hologram of a head. That's our Christ body. And that's why you see the Jesus head, because your brain is like, oh, Christ. So your Christ body is basically your, what we consider like your ascended self. It's your upper mental body. So let me see. Cindy, I see. Let me see. You had a lot of attachments in that area. I see Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene, but it was like the scarlet that got thrown out to have energy, not like the badass healer one that I see a lot. So when she got healed, that went away, and now I see it's Buddha. And Buddha's basically saying, I will be here for the next 3 years. What you must understand is that yes, you are of the earth, however, you are from the cosmos as well. And as you can merge these 2 worlds together, you will see that there is not just hate and love that cannot be attained. You must feel the love within you to know and understand that it has always been there for you. And Carla. I saw Saint Germain, but the fake one, the one with the mustache.
Uh-huh.
Does he bug you too?
I get them out. I can tell him he scares me.
I don't like him. El Moria's like, I am here. I'm El Moria. Roses like flying.
That makes me sound like a bull guy.
Right there?
So just so you guys know, who you should see is yourself. So all of these are distortions. Like once we have ascended and we are our truly actualized self, we are us on every single layer going up. But because we have different programming in us so that we have different lifestyles and do different things, you know, we basically have different energies in our field that we program. So it's Saint Germain, we kicked the fake one out, but now I do see El Moria, but it's not the fake one. And I think El Moria is also Abraham. No, he's not. I thought he was for a second.
The real Saint Germain.
Huh?
Carla Memorial was for the real Saint Germain too.
Oh, maybe. That's who's in there. Let me ask to see. Hold on. Let me see who's beneath. They're like standing on Carla. They're like, "Hold on, let her go. Hold on. Let's see. Release her. You're like, I am not ready to stand in my own power. I will allow those that have ascended before me to take my place. However, when I emerge from that which is mine, I will rightfully be here to take my crown." Okay. So what they're saying is this is where kind of like our spirit hangs out. This is our spirit. Our Christ body or our spirit. The crowned self, like our crowned descended self. The one, yeah, this is the crowned self. Because you wouldn't listen to you if you saw this is when like people will see like Wayne Dyer or Louise Hay or the people, they'll be like, oh yeah, they come visit me all the time. It's like maybe, but likely you're just part of the same soul group as them, and that your soul is appearing as them so that you'll listen to them rather than you know. Mariah's person, I see like a diamond. So here is that's a false reality. Can you help me release that one? It literally, I literally see Thor. No, I'm asking Carla if she could. It's like this one hasn't been activated to here. That's not activated. It's still shut down. There, it's Jesus now, huh? Yeah, he's Jesus too.
Oh.
I see Guadalupe. Ugh, this energy's yucky. I don't like this one. Ugh, yuck. Cindy, let's clear that. So this is the reality, guys, where we don't need this in this life. This is our higher self experiencing life through our mental body, our emotional body, our human ego. And we are perfectly fine living on earth, doing our thing, whatever. A lot of us, as our I am that's in our human, will make deals with the devil or whatever, and we'll say, here, you can have that body. I don't care. You can do whatever you want with it. Since you don't have a connection to source anymore, you can totally have mine, as long as I can be rich and famous and I can have this amazing life. Kind of like the guy in the Matrix that was like, just give me an awesome chick. I want money and fame and fortune. I don't want to remember that I'm in a false matrix. I just want to live an amazing life. That's kind of what we do here. So what you can do is you can actually ask, say, show me my soul house as a dollhouse, and show me this body, the seventh room, as like at the steeple, like picture like a point on the top of a house. And then I want you to imagine that there's like a big shining like ball of energy right above it, shining down. And then just ask to see if the top of your house is connected with the electricity, or if it's connected downward. If it's not connected, all you have to do, because you're doing this exercise, is just say, reconnect now. I am source. I am light. I am. So I am source. I am light. I am. Reconnect. There we go. See? Does that feel different?
Yeah.
So you probably weren't connected. You were not connected, or Cindy wasn't connected, and neither were you. So you were pulling energy from the earth, or you wonder why other people end up in your field. You could be using their energy. They could be using yours. You never know. But that's only if you're in that body. If you're in these bodies, this one is, what's this one called? This one I call this one is the one that I call that this one right here is I call the sixth. That's like the soul group. The mental body is the fifth. Yeah, that's the fourth dimension, the emotional body. The third dimension is the human. Down here we have the stupid fairies. 2D is beneath us. I didn't want to go there. 1D is the earth. Like 1D would be like the mermaids and stuff like that. Like Thor over here. So this would be like your seventh dimensional body or like your soul. Just call it your soul. So as long as you're reconnected back with source, then you'll be receiving like the information that you need. Your body will be charged up. You won't have disease. Your vibration will be high. It's just a lot of people with like the autoimmunes and cancers and stuff. They don't have their connection. They don't have their little God stick connected. So Cindy, we just reconnected you, and you have grace. Carla, let's see, we reconnected you. I thought you had Sophia. You have Grace as well. Huh? Okay, gotta go, guys. Gotta go. Madison hurt her lip. We'll finish later. Sorry.